For years, Pluto was remembered primarily for one thing: being the ninth planet. Then, in 2006, astronomers changed its official classification. Pluto became a dwarf planet. To many people, that decision made Pluto seem less important. It was suddenly imagined as a small, frozen object drifting quietly at the far edge of the solar system. But the real Pluto turned out to be anything but boring. When NASA's New Horizons spacecraft reached Pluto in 2015, humanity finally received its first detailed look at this distant world. What appeared on the images was astonishing. Instead of a completely frozen and inactive surface, New Horizons revealed enormous mountains, deep fractures, vast plains, glaciers, and regions with remarkably complicated geology. Pluto had clearly experienced significant changes over its history. And one feature immediately captured worldwide attention. It was a giant heart-shaped region stretching across much of Pluto's surface. Scientists named the western portion Sputnik Planitia. This enormous basin is covered largely by nitrogen ice, and its surface is far from static. Nitrogen can freeze and evaporate under Pluto's changing environmental conditions. Over time, these processes can produce convection within the ice, causing portions of the surface to move and recycle. That means Pluto has something surprisingly similar to a geological conveyor belt. Material can rise, cool, fracture, and move across the surface even though Pluto receives only a tiny fraction of the sunlight that reaches Earth. But the biggest mystery may not be on the surface. It could be underneath it. Scientists have developed models suggesting that Pluto may have possessed a liquid ocean beneath its icy crust, and some scenarios indicate that a subsurface ocean could still exist today. That sounds almost impossible. Pluto is billions of kilometers from the Sun. Its surface temperature is extraordinarily low. So where would enough energy come from to keep water liquid? One source is radioactive decay. Inside Pluto's rocky interior, radioactive elements have slowly released heat over billions of years. Another source could have been the enormous energy generated during Pluto's formation. The dwarf planet probably formed through the accumulation and collision of smaller icy and rocky bodies during the chaotic early solar system. Those impacts released energy. If enough heat became trapped inside Pluto, its interior may have melted partially, creating a deep layer of liquid water beneath the surface. And there is an intriguing clue. Pluto's surface contains enormous geological structures that may preserve evidence of its internal history. Some researchers have argued that certain features are easier to explain if Pluto once had a substantial internal ocean. But this does not mean scientists have confirmed a present-day ocean. There is currently no direct measurement showing liquid water beneath Pluto's surface. Instead, the ocean hypothesis comes from geological observations, physical models, and our understanding of how icy worlds evolve. That distinction matters, because the mystery becomes even more interesting when we consider what an ocean could mean for Pluto's potential habitability. On Earth, virtually every known ecosystem depends on liquid water. But sunlight isn't the only possible energy source for life. Deep beneath Earth's oceans, ecosystems exist around hydrothermal vents where organisms survive using chemical energy rather than sunlight. That raises an intriguing possibility. If Pluto contains liquid water and chemical energy sources beneath its crust, could some form of microbial life theoretically survive there? Nobody knows. There is no evidence that life exists on Pluto. But the possibility forces scientists to reconsider the traditional definition of a habitable world. For a long time, the search for life focused heavily on planets located at the right distance from their stars. Pluto demonstrates why that approach may be incomplete. A world can be extremely cold on its surface while potentially containing a warmer environment underground. And Pluto is not the only object that raises this possibility. Several icy moons in the outer solar system, including Europa and Enceladus, are thought to contain subsurface oceans. If distant icy bodies can maintain internal liquid water, then oceans may be much more common throughout planetary systems than scientists once imagined. Pluto therefore represents more than an isolated dwarf planet. It may be a window into an entire category of hidden worlds. And there is another extraordinary feature of the Pluto system that makes the story even stranger. Its largest moon, Charon, is enormous compared with Pluto. The New Horizons flyby changed our understanding of Pluto forever. In just a brief encounter, the spacecraft transformed a distant point of light into a world with mountains, valleys, glaciers, fractures, and a surprisingly complicated atmosphere. But New Horizons only observed Pluto during a short passage. It did not orbit the dwarf planet. It could not spend years monitoring seasonal changes. It could not directly measure what lies deep beneath the surface. And that leaves an enormous number of questions unanswered. One of the most important concerns Pluto's possible internal ocean. If such an ocean exists, its depth could be enormous. But scientists still don't know whether Pluto currently contains liquid water or whether an ocean existed primarily during an earlier stage of its history. Different models produce different possibilities. Some suggest Pluto could have formed hot enough for water to remain liquid internally from very early in its history. Others suggest the interior initially froze and later experienced melting caused by internal heating. Either scenario would have important consequences for Pluto's geology. A liquid layer beneath the crust could influence how the outer shell expands, contracts, fractures, and moves. It could also help explain why Pluto's surface contains such unusual geological structures. Sputnik Planitia is particularly important. The giant basin is believed to have formed through a massive impact, although the exact details remain under investigation. Over time, nitrogen ice accumulated inside the basin. Today, that ice can move slowly through convection, producing patterns across the surface. This means Pluto isn't simply preserving an ancient frozen landscape. Parts of its surface are still changing. And Pluto's atmosphere is changing too. Its thin atmosphere is dominated by nitrogen, with smaller quantities of methane and carbon monoxide. Because Pluto follows a highly elliptical orbit around the Sun, its distance from the Sun changes substantially. As the dwarf planet moves through its orbit, surface ices can sublimate into the atmosphere and later freeze back onto the ground. This creates a seasonal cycle unlike anything experienced on Earth. Even though Pluto is incredibly distant, sunlight still influences its surface and atmosphere. The dwarf planet's relationship with Charon adds another layer to the story. Charon is almost half Pluto's diameter, making it unusually large compared with its companion. The pair are gravitationally locked, meaning each always presents approximately the same hemisphere toward the other. Their mutual interaction has shaped their surfaces over enormous periods of time. Charon itself contains gigantic canyons and geological features, suggesting that it too underwent major changes in its past. That makes the Pluto-Charon system particularly valuable to planetary scientists. By studying both worlds, researchers can investigate how small icy bodies evolved in the outer solar system. And this could tell us something much bigger. The Kuiper Belt contains countless objects beyond Neptune. Most are extremely difficult to study because of their distance and small size. But if Pluto has remained geologically active, perhaps other distant bodies have also experienced unexpected internal evolution. Some may contain buried oceans. Others may have undergone ancient heating events. Some could preserve material left over from the earliest stages of solar system formation. This is why Pluto matters. It isn't merely a former planet. It is a natural laboratory. Its surface preserves evidence of ancient impacts, atmospheric processes, chemical reactions, and internal geological activity. The James Webb Space Telescope adds another powerful tool to this investigation, but its role needs to be understood correctly. JWST is not a spacecraft orbiting Pluto, and it has not directly photographed an underground ocean. Instead, Webb can study Pluto's extremely faint infrared emissions and atmosphere from a distance. Its observations can help scientists investigate molecules and thermal behavior that complement the close-up measurements obtained by New Horizons. Together, observations from different instruments can gradually build a more complete picture. But ultimately, the most decisive answers may require a dedicated Pluto mission. Imagine a spacecraft entering orbit around Pluto and remaining there for years. It could repeatedly map the surface. It could monitor atmospheric changes.